When I was 21 years old, I was negative $1,000 in my bank account. Through the age of 18 to 21, I had literally no money in my account. I lived, most of my life having maybe a couple $100s in my account, maybe 1,000 at most. And it wasn't because I wasn't working hard. It was just that I didn't find the right place to input my energy. And everything was honestly just learning opportunities at that time. But anyways, at that age, I had no idea what I wanted to do in my life, but I always knew that I wanted to create an agency. And throughout those years, I remember seeing Iman Gaji saying that, he owned stake in certain companies because, he offered his marketing services and they believed in him that much. So when I heard that, it opened my eyes, and I always declared that to happen. And I'm officially grateful and extremely blessed to be able to say that it officially happened. As you know, I have an agency, where we made up to 50 grand a month. This past month, we scaled down a little bit, still making tens of thousands of dollars this month. But when this client approached me and offered me the opportunity of holding partnership in their new division of the company, which would be an HVAC division, I said yes right away. And they told me it would be $100,000 buy-in for the ownership. When I heard that, I was like, oh snap, I don't know where I'm gonna get 100 grand from. Because obviously, yes, the business was making money, but it just started making money, not to the point where I have 100 grand in my account. And then obviously the business, well, I got mouths to feed, I got people got bills to pay, and I got a pretty big team. I got a team of about 9 people. So, all of that money that we make is not necessarily coming to me, and I don't even pay myself. Matter of fact, I reinvest all of my money. I have, coaches that I've paid a hefty amount. One of my past coach I actually just paid 16 grand for. Coaches Alex Formosi, coached and also coached Bad Marketing. So pretty big names. Not the point. The point is that I had no idea where I was gonna get the money. So when that happened, I pretty much told him yes. And last week I needed to get the money. So I was just like, I don't know where I'm gonna get the money, but next week I'll figure it out. I'm gonna have the money. And I'm not able to pull out a loan, number one, because my credit is whack. I can't pull out a loan from my business either because my LLC, I had a partner back in the day that we're still like facing some certain things. And yeah, I was like, my IRS and LLC is all screwed up right now. And then, like I said, I can't pull out a personal loan because my credit was whack. Back when I was 18 through 22, I had a phase and was pulling out credit cards left and right. Got in an accident, got a DWI, had probation, had restitution, had a bunch of things to pay for. And that set me back because it set my credit history back too. I wasn't able to afford it. And point is like, I had no idea where I was gonna pull out the money. My dad, he's gotten to the point where, he's building houses. He's pretty successful. And I was gonna go to him, ask him for the money. He couldn't either. It's a bad time for him. In this economy and the situations that we're in. So point is, I had no idea where I was gonna get the money, but God delivered. And like I said last week, I said I'm gonna get the money. And this week, on Monday, in literally less than an hour, I went from having $0 in what I was gonna be able to pull in. Like, I would have been able to pull out from my business account, but I didn't want to touch that. And just like that, like, God delivered. And I don't know anybody, no money. Nobody gave me money either. This was money I earned, so my money. And in literally less than an hour, I came up with, making the money. So I know I'm gatekeeping a little bit, but I don't want it to get exposed. But here's some proof. I just did a cashier's check. I put a quarter of what I'm gonna buy in for. That's 26 grand that I was able to just pull out. And yeah, I'm officially gonna be a HVAC business owner. So I wanted to come out here to obviously document, but express how my gratitude onto this. And it's gonna be a new phase, new part of my journey. And to think that I was once an 18-year-old kid who had no idea he'd be in this position, but always declared it, always believed in himself. And I know my 18-year-old self would look at my 23-year-old self right now and be extremely happy with who I am, with what I've become. And like, officially gonna be an HVAC business owner. Have my own marketing agency, making tens of thousands of dollars per month. And I got myself out of the situations that, you know, I had to go through, but I am officially, you know, climbing, and this is beautiful to see. So just know that all it literally takes is 5 years, man. From 18 to 23, all it takes is 5 years, and you're gonna be in a completely different place. Just lock the fuck in.